Hi guys, my name is Jimmy Cage and this is The Good Dinosaur. Isn't it wonderful to be a fan of Pixar this year? It's the first time they released 2 movies in 1 year. The first of course was the amazing Inside Out and the second one is this one. And what a fine picture it is.
Lost the skies of powder gold.
It has its flaws, it's not as special, you might say, as a Toy Story or Inside Out, because its core ideas are grounded more in normal animation territory. But as it moves along, I got to appreciate it more and more, and in the end, it has its heart at the right place and it is unique in its own way. We start with a very simple idea. What would have happened if that one meteor millions of years ago didn't hit the Earth? Dinosaurs wouldn't be extinct and they and mankind would have evolved simultaneously. What this means for the story and the world the movie shows is that A, we get a nice little twist on the boy and his dog trope, and B, we get dinosaurs that evolved in doing things that transfers a great western vibe. Yeah, The Good Dinosaur is sometimes like a western movie in disguise, with Arlo, our little dino protagonist, and his family being farmers somewhere what seemed to be the American Northwest. And it's only later that we get ourselves a cattle drive and some antagonists that could have been right out of a western movie. It's strange at first, but for me it really worked. One of the best parts of it is the big T-Rex Butch. His head is heavily scarred and oh my god, his voice is incredible.
I got a job for you. Keep on the dodge and sidle up the loblolly past them hornheads.
What?
He's voiced by Sam Elliott and fittingly portrayed as an old veteran cowboy. The character design in general is great. At first it too seems a little bit ordinary, maybe because it's so simple, but when you look closely or as the movie progresses, I think it's actually very neat. And not only our main protagonists, but especially all those little woodland critters, they are colorful and imaginative and just interesting to look at. But while the characters are interesting to look at, the landscapes, the nature, it's just beautiful. The trees, the grass, the stones, the river, the desert, the storms, the rain, it's terrific. And again, very reminiscent of a western. From an animation perspective, it's amazing. But I think nobody would expect any less from Pixar. I like the music as well because it's not your typical orchestral score. I mean, it partly is, but it has also strains of country and influences of Native American music, and it creates something very fresh. But what about the story and the characters? In some parts the movie reminded me of The Lion King. The way the father-son relationship is shown, or the appearances of antagonists that are similar to the hyenas. The story itself is very classical. A little guy has to overcome his fears, making new friends, and in the process of an adventure gets to know who he really is. There are no big surprises, but there are also no annoying stereotypical characters. What I especially liked about the beginning was how great the family of Arlo is behaving. Yeah, sure, his big brother makes a little bit fun of him, but it's not like anyone is mean or gives him the feeling that he's not as good. I love Jeffrey Wright as his father. He's warm and loving, like the whole movie feels warm and caring. There's also no single big villain here, it's more nature itself that's big and sometimes scary, and Arlo has to find his own way in it. I think The Good Dinosaur, like no other Pixar movie before, gives you the feeling of a grand living world that is sometimes menacing, but it's also full of wonders to explore. And these wonders can be simple things like colorful bugs, waterfalls, and of course big T-Rexes. Big T-Rex? Big T-Rexes? I don't know. What's great about the movie is that it transfers feelings about childhood and also about the ferocity of our world. It's okay that Arlo and his human companion Spot aren't the most complex protagonists or even very funny on their own, because the movie is more a visually stunning adventure than it is a comedy. What it definitely is, it's emotional.
I'm done being scared.
If you ain't scared, you ain't alive.
The Good Dinosaur was in production for about 6 years. There were many creative differences and story problems, and Pixar decided to work on it and postpone it. Now it's out and I think it's wonderful. It's not the funniest or the most exciting movie, but it's touching and unique in its own way. It's hard to describe, but I really liked it. What did you think about The Good Dinosaur, and also what's your favorite Pixar movie? Tell me in the comments below, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, it really helps a lot.